So you can see behind me, the Freedom Rangers are doing good. They are 3 days out from the processor, and they are still out moving, foraging extremely well. I'm actually processing them at 11 weeks. And man, they're up to size already. They're looking good. They're going to be a great bird. And yeah, I think you guys are going to enjoy them. And I can't wait to hear your guys' feedback on how you think it tastes compared to the typical meat chicken. Some people say they have a little bit more of a wild taste. And anytime you start to push into that heritage breed, you start to get more complex flavors, more traditional flavors that you don't get from a grocery store chicken. But sometimes you get the toughness, of having an older bird. And that 11-week mark, 12-week marks seems to be the sweet spot, especially with Freedom Rangers, where you get the best of both worlds, where it's going to be a little bit tougher than a Cornish cross, but it's going to have a lot of flavor complexity that a Cornish cross doesn't have. And think of like prime rib versus sirloin. If you've only eaten prime rib your whole life, sirloin might seem a little bit tougher. But Freedom Ranger personally is my favorite bird to eat as a whole bird. And you might not want to, do a 20-minute cook in the oven with them. You might want to do a little bit slower cook. And so culinarily, just being aware of what you're cooking with. And all right, guys, take a look. Sorry, my finger's in the way here. You'll hear behind me something unique is usually meat chickens never get to crowing age. And these Freedom Rangers have been waking me up every morning crowing. So they're to crowing age. And guys, this is a great opportunity for you guys to eat, a chicken that takes on the flavor of a chicken, before 40 years ago, before we started mass producing and factory farming. And so if you want that entry level, what that type of bird tastes like, this is a great way to do it. Alrighty, guys, you can see here we got a nice Freedom Ranger, a nice mature bird. He's a nice good size. And man, you can look at his feathering, how beautiful he is. And he is just coming on 11 weeks. He's ready for the processor, and that's coming up. And I just wanted you guys to have a close-up of how beautiful a bird these guys are making. And again, man, if you want a bird of years past that you can't find in a grocery store, that takes on the flavors of some of those heritage birds, Freedom Rangers are a great way to start into that market and get a taste of the past. Beautiful bird. There we go. Don't be camera shy. There we go. He's a pretty good looking bird. Guys, if you want to try a bird, that more like what your grandparents ate, this is a really good entryway. Even though this is still more of a modern bird, it's still very much a chicken. This isn't bred as much with productivity in mind. It's a really good forager, and it takes on a lot of those traditional flavors of a traditional or heritage bird, with still growing out a little bit faster. This is 11 to 12 weeks, where a more heritage bird would take 18 weeks. But man, does this taste similar to a heritage bird, and it still maintains a lot of the tenderness that we're used to in a traditional meat bird. So this is a really good way, to give it to give it a try of the meat birds of the past. And I like to raise them for that purpose, and to expose people to a taste you can't get in the grocery store. And it's my favorite bird. And man, you're getting videos of them foraging. This is just like a laying hen. They're really getting a lot of their nutrition off the land and less dependent on grain. But alrighty, guys, here you go. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you're interested in it, because I'd love to do more of this bird. I want to give a big shout out to Scary McScarecrow. There he is. I'm raising 130 Freedom Rangers right now for the processor. I did not lose one. With Cornish Cross, I usually plan for a 5% loss, just with health problems. When you get that productive of a bird, you're going to have some genetic health problems in the legs or the heart. I do restrict feed, and that helps a lot with Cornish Cross, and that's why it takes me 9 weeks, for other people do it in 7 weeks. But Freedom Rangers, man, robust health. Didn't lose any of them to health problems. I've lost very little Freedom Rangers. I probably have raised about 700 over my short career. I can maybe think of 2 I lost, and they were very early on, in the first couple of days of having them. So big thanks to Scary McScarecrow. No aerial predator problems. The electric fence did wonderful. And the Freedom Ranger, old-fashioned genetics, they are much more robust and much less health problems, and part of why between that and their behaviors and their robust health is why I love working with this breed, and why I dabble in it every year so you guys can know about them. And if you connect with them like I do, I'll continue to push more into that market. You just let me know, and I'll meet you there.